the spark across the sea. History is a mirror, sometimes clear, sometimes clouded, but always connected. Two nations, divided by an ocean, found each other in their fight for freedom. In the 18th century, America's cry for liberty reached the heart of France, and a friendship was born that would shape the destiny of the world. This is the story of how revolution became a bridge between France and America. The American Revolution, 1776. In 1776, 13 colonies defied an empire. America stood against the British Crown, declaring independence with courage, but without allies. From across the sea, France watched, intrigued and inspired. The ideas of liberty, equality, and fraternity echoed louder than cannon fire. To France, America's fight was more than politics. It was a reflection of its own suppressed spirit. France joins the fight 1778. When France entered the war in 1778, the tide of history turned. French ships crossed the Atlantic, carrying soldiers, supplies, and hope. For the first time. Two nations united, not for conquest, but for freedom. The roar of cannons became the language of friendship. Lafayette and Washington, brothers beyond borders, at the heart of this alliance stood two men, George Washington and Marquis de Lafayette. A general and a young nobleman, separated by age and language, but united by honor. Lafayette fought not for land, but for ideals. In Washington, he found a father figure. In America, he found purpose. Together, they shaped history, not as allies, but as brothers. Victory and gratitude. In 1781, victory arrived at Yorktown. France's navy cut off British reinforcements, and America was free. When the guns fell silent, both nations understood their victory was shared. Freedom was no longer a dream. It was a gift exchanged across the sea. The gift of liberty, greater than a century later, France sent America a gift, one that would forever define their friendship. The Statue of Liberty, designed in Paris, carried not just metal and flame, but meaning. It was France saying to America, "Your freedom lit our world, now let this light guide yours." The cultural bridge. The bond between France and America didn't end with war. It began with art, philosophy, and invention. From Parisian cafes to American universities, ideas traveled freely: democracy, creativity, and innovation. France taught America beauty. America taught France reinvention. The wars that tested friendship in 2 world wars, the sons of both nations fought side by side again, this time to defend not colonies, but civilization. From the trenches of World War I to the beaches of Normandy, their flags flew together. Friendship had become legacy, written not in ink, but in sacrifice. From power to partnership, the modern world saw them not as rebels and royals, but as partners. In diplomacy, technology, and culture, France and America continue to lead by cooperation. From Paris Accords to space missions, the spirit of liberty endures. The legacy of liberty, greater than more than 200 years have passed since their first handshake. But still, the torch burns, carried by 2 nations that dared to dream together. The world may change, but liberty, once shared, never dies. The connection that lives on, from revolution to rebirth, from struggle to friendship, France and America remind us that the greatest alliances are built not by power, but by purpose. That their story proves that freedom is contagious and friendship is eternal. This is PastPaths UK-USA, where history connects worlds.